Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, and hey, what's up if you're new here? Today's video is my classroom haul. It is that time of year again where we're getting into the back to school spirit. I went ahead and made a few purchases to contribute to my classroom for this upcoming school year. Keep watching if you want to see some of the things I grabbed for my classroom this school year, as well as some fun things to get into the back to school spirit. I purchased from three main places this year. So the big one was Target, and then I got a few things actually from Ivy and Cloth, and then also of course from the Happy Planner. I don't think I'll talk too much about each item because I really just want to show you what I got. Most of it is pretty self-explanatory. Before making my purchases for this year though, I really had to evaluate what I needed, especially like supplies for my students. When I finished the school year in the spring, I just took into account like what I would need to stock up on, and I was pretty good to go with things like pencils, binders, and like my organizational system. By now I can say that I have a pretty good system in place, so I'm not really having to start super fresh and new every year. I will have new students that I'll be working with and we'll be getting to know, but it'll be pretty consistent from last year as far as how I'm able to schedule things and organize and all of that. So with that in mind, I figured this year I wanted to focus a little bit more on my space and my classroom, and I wanted to invest in a few things that will make my space and my room a little more inviting. I know in years past I kept it pretty minimal, which I still want to do because I feel like I don't want too much going on in my classroom because it can be quite visually stimulating and it can be distracting depending on my students. I like to keep it pretty minimal, but I also want it to be a fun and inviting place. Hold up. I guess I assume that you all know that I'm a teacher. But if you didn't know that, I am an elementary level special education teacher in Minnesota. I'm starting my 8th year of teaching this coming school year. I've had a few years of experience to learn what I will actually utilize in my room. And this isn't always the case, but I'm fortunate enough that I'm in the same building again and I am in the same room. So I know what to expect as far as my environment goes, and that's helping me be a little bit more creative with my space. Let's get into this. Okay, my first stop, Target. This was my big purchase. I really just thought about my space, things I needed, and all of that. So let's start with some decorations. I don't know if there's a good picture of this, but I got this banner. It's a vertical banner that I just wanted to put on my doorway. It's a big welcome sign. I've tried to decorate my door on my own a few times. I will have to put, yeah, I can't show you a picture, but it's just this vertical banner to put on my classroom door. I'll put up a little picture, I think, here for you so you can get a better taste of that. But I thought this would be a nice touch to add to the outside of my classroom. Another thing for decorations, because I'm a special education teacher, I don't have a classroom of kids that stay with me all day long. But I do have kids. These are my students. I see them every day, depending. And so what I wanted to do this year, which I haven't done in the past, is just have like a little wall or somewhere to hang my students' names for them to just like feel like they're like part of my class. I thought this one was really cute. It says welcome to our pack, and then it has little crayons. So I thought it'd be a great idea. I could just write down all the kids' names on them and then have it hung up just for a spot for kids. Another way for them to see that they are welcome and that they are part of my classroom. And yes, they have their classroom teacher, but they will also be one of my students. It's like they get a bonus teacher. More decorations. I thought this was so cute. This was under like party banner, so like I think it was advertised for like a back to school party. Look how cute this is. I thought this would be great to either, again, hang outside my door or somewhere in my classroom. And it's not something that I would have to take down because it's all about like school. And I actually grabbed 2 of them because I'm just not sure how I'm gonna style it. And I figured I could just return one of them if I decide I don't need both. But I thought these are super cute just to add to the school decorations. One more thing that I'm gonna consider my classroom decorations. I want to create a space in my room just for like a little taking a break area, and I don't know exactly what it's going to look like this year, but I saw this kids, I think it was like a bathroom mat I love the colors of this, and I like how like shaggy and like soft it is. I thought that this would be a great space, especially for like my younger kids or any kids like needing a little break. I was really drawn to these colors, so I'm pretty sure I'll be using this, but I thought this would be a great spot to just have in my room as a little resource, a little area for kids to hang out on. And then to go with that, I guess this can be considered decoration, or like, I think it could be considered decoration, but I'm going to keep it in my little break space area. How cute are these? So I thought these were super fitting for like the little theme here. You know, it's all back to school, but also still appropriate for all year long. I thought these little plushies would be so great. This little apple, little set of like little crayons, and then a pencil. And they're pretty light, but like the pencil, it has a little weight to it, so it can like stand up. So I just thought these would be a fun, cute little decorations, or little just like stuffed animals that kids can hold if they want to. The next thing I'm seeing is this little just organization caddy. I have one that is definitely wearing down, and it's probably on its last leg, and I thought this would just be a great replacement. As far as I know, we'll give it a go, and then maybe I'll decide if it works how I want it to. I also grabbed, I saw these advertised, these great student reward punch cards. I do a lot of behavior tracking. I do a lot of behavior management, always trying to find different ways to help with the motivation piece and then the accountability piece and tracking behaviors. I've been making little punch cards like this and like printing my own, but I saw that these were being sold for a pack of 200, and it's exactly what I've been using. Like, it says my punch card, you put the name of the student and then like what they're working toward. So not to say I'll use these with all my kids, but like I said, I've been making my own, so why not just make use of these? So this is by KatieVision. These are gonna be great. A few other like reward type things. I saw this great like teacher sticker book. How great is this? It's a pretty good deal, and there's like a variety of stickers. Again, I do work at an elementary school, so kids eat this stuff up. I just an extra little motivator, make things a little more fun. Like, I want my room to be, I want us to be productive and learn a lot and make progress, but I want to have fun in my room this year. That's a goal of mine. Some other tools, I just grabbed a couple more pencil sharpeners. These are little handheld ones. I have like this big, like loud electric one, and it's great for like at the end of the day. I just sharpen all my pencils, but like in the moment, and I like having my kiddos be a little more independent, and when we're working even on like fine motor skills, like having the kids like sharpen their own pencil. I thought it would be really good to have these available for my kids. I am definitely like an artsy teacher. I love coloring, crafts when it's appropriate. This is my 8th year. I've been using the same set of markers for all of that time. It was time to upgrade, so I just grabbed a set of washable markers, Crayola, the Super Tips. I love the variety of colors here. Love this. And then for my little learners, they make these Pipsqueaks markers, and it came with this little marker tower that I figured these will be great for my little kiddos, but then like older kids and myself can also use these too. It was time for an upgrade with those markers. 2 more things from Target, and then we will move on to my other orders. I have students who are working on telling time, math skills, counting skills, all of those. I saw that this was online for sale on Target. This is reading an analog clock, and it's interactive, so you can move the clock around. It has cards so that they can match the digital clock with the analog clock. I think it'll just be a good activity to have, and I feel like I can just tie this in a lot throughout our day. Even if we're not like explicitly learning telling time, I can reference this when it's like, okay, we're in here for 30 minutes, so we start here at, say we start at 8 o'clock. When the minute hand moves and it's down here, that's when time is up. So I just think I'm going to tie this in a lot. And then one more thing, I saw this visual timer. Again, with going along, I was just showing you on that clock. I have kids who I just really want them to understand better that concept of time, and that, okay, we're in here for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, or maybe I have a kid coming in who needs like a 5-minute break. They can set the timer themselves, and then when it goes off, it's time to go. So that's it from Target. Let's move on to the next. All right, so next up we have my order from the Happy Planner. So I did open it yesterday just to make sure I got both of the items that I wanted, and yeah, I just did like a quick little glance because I wanted to make sure they were right. So I think I've been sharing my planner. I think this is the 3rd video I've made with the Happy Planner, or just sharing the planner I got for the year. They always come packaged so nicely and securely, so that these are like safe. They have multiple like planner layouts. I always go for the big teacher layout. So let me show you the cover. This was the color scheme that my eye was drawn to the most. And I like the little apple, and then it says the best days, and then just some more features I wanted to show you. At the start of each month, it has this awesome little grid, which really comes in handy, especially as a special educator. All the paperwork, all the deadlines I have to meet. This helps me stay on top of all that stuff. I have like a top 3 priorities, important, and then just this entire page of notes. And I like to take this to like monthly, weekly meetings. I like to have, as much as I can, have everything in like one spot, the better. That's not always the case, but yeah. So then you get the entire month, which I love that. I can just write out all of my meetings. And then I wanted to show you the lesson grid. It has Monday through Friday, and then there are 7 blocks. So depending on what you teach, you can just, I guess, make this work. What I end up doing a lot of times, because I do teach, depends on the year, but like I think this past year I was teaching at least 11 different groups of students throughout my day. So there's 7 boxes here. I would just like do a diagram. I'd like cut it in half and like share the box. Anyways, I usually title each up here with the subject or the group that I'm teaching. So you can kind of do whatever you want with this, but I like that it's just kind of like a blank slate, so I can do whatever I want with it. For every month it has just a beautiful little inspirational. So this is planning for bright futures. September's beautiful minds inspire others. I love the Happy Planner. Like I said, I've been buying from them for a while now. And then in the back here it has a note page, and then they include this classroom checklist. So like maybe you're someone who writes in all your students, and maybe you track your attendance this way or whatever. I don't always end up using this just because I'm not a classroom teacher. Maybe I'll find a way to use that. Okay, and then I just went ahead and grabbed this big planner accessory pack. It came with this ruler. That's what I was really drawn to. And then it has some really cute stickers, and then a little notepad. And then within here, it also has a behavior tracker template. So just a way to track some behaviors. I wanted to give this a go. And again, I could put it inside of here and then just have everything in one spot. Those are my 2 purchases from the Happy Planner. All right, and last but not least, I'm excited about these and how cute this little logo sticker. That was a little surprise. I did not know I'd be getting that. I think I purchased a shirt for my husband this Father's Day, and ever since then I've just been seeing ivy and cloth flooding at my feed. So I went on there, and a lot of times you see shirts like for classroom teachers, or like you see like the grade level they teach or the subject, but I saw that they had this one that you could customize to say like whatever grade. They had one that says, "In my special education teacher era." I thought those were really cute. They have ones for every grade level. I think you can customize it to say. And you could get a handful of different colors. And I love the color pink. I don't wear a ton of pink, I realized, but I thought this would be fun. It pops out a little bit more. Just one I can wear to school, to work, on work days, or on like the days I have meetings. Because, there's some of those days where we come together as an entire district. And I'm like, who are they? What do they teach? I thought it'd be fun to just have a shirt that has special education special education on it, and so nobody has to guess. I also thought this was very cute, very appropriate. Coffee, teach, repeat. I do love coffee, and I am a teacher. I really liked the color of this, like this brown. Again, not a color I have a ton of, just another cute shirt to wear on work days or, like I said, to meetings. This one I could not pass up, and I figured it'd be a good idea to have a long sleeve because when it gets colder, you won't catch me wearing short sleeves, so I figured it'd be nice to have a long sleeve. But look how cute this one is. Progress over perfection. And I just thought this was a great reminder, not only for myself, but everyone else I work with, and hopefully it can spread just a great message. But it's just a really good reminder that we can make a really great impact with our students as teachers. And it's important that we keep in mind that we can't expect our students to be perfect. We can't expect each other to be perfect. We can aim to make progress. Hopefully it's a lot of progress, but just a reminder, because I know I can get down on myself and I can easily fall into that like perfectionistic mindset of like, oh no, we're not where we need to be, but just remembering that we are still making progress. So I thought this would just be a great reminder, and I love the long sleeve, and then just a little bit of a different style than I'm used to. I thought it'd be really comfy because I can see myself wearing this with leggings like on a more casual day. Just really, really cute. And I bought it I sized up in it just so it'd be that oversized comfy fit. All right, that's it for my haul. I'm just wishing you all the best start to your school year. Maybe you're also a teacher, maybe you have kids of your own going to school, maybe you are pretty removed from the school, but we can't deny that the school year is coming because of, I think, any shop you go to. Target, we have the back to school section out, so you can't really avoid it even if you aren't personally going back to school. If you are a teacher, I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. Let me know maybe what grade you teach, what subject. It would be great to connect with some more teachers. I've shared before that I don't make a ton of content related to my teaching career just because I don't film at school, and I did start my channel, KatieVision, to share all of my passions outside of teaching. But if you would like more videos around my teaching experience, you're just gonna have to let me know. Leave me a comment to let me know that, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep making more of like lifestyle and beauty, fashion, wellness, faith related content. But I would love to hear from you if there are specific videos you'd like to see. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys. I'll see you in my next one.